Buckle up because we are hitting the ground running with the biggest stories in combat sports right now. First up, we are finally getting a direct update regarding the treatment plan for Tumbler Ridge shooting survivor Maya Gebala. UFC President Dana White has addressed the situation surrounding her recovery, and we have the details you need to hear about what he had to say regarding her journey.
Never run out of battery again with the INIU portable charger, the slimmest 10,000 mAh power bank that keeps your devices charged on the go. Stay powered up wherever you go. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Next, the spotlight turns to Danica Patrick as she breaks her silence on her recent, high-profile meeting with President Donald Trump. Patrick is opening up about her political evolution and confirming that she used her time with the POTUS to personally advocate for her friend and UFC CEO Dana White. We are breaking down why this former racing star is making such a bold pivot into the political arena and what she thinks about the current state of the country. Then, we're heading to the octagon to clear up the confusion surrounding Sean O'Malley and Aiemann Zahabi. Despite all the rumors flying around about an official title eliminator match, UFC CEO Dana White has stepped in to set the record straight on the stakes for their upcoming June 14 bout. We will tell you exactly why White is pushing back against the labels and what both fighters actually need to do to secure their shot at champion Petr Yan. Finally, get ready for a massive clash of worlds as Dana White and Hunter Campbell throw their support behind a new boxing spectacle at the UFC Apex. We are talking about the controversial showdown between Bob Menery and former NFL star Johnny Manziel, an event being pushed by streamer Adin Ross that even has a high-stakes wager attached to it from the UFC president himself. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell so you never miss an update on these stories. Imagine surviving an unthinkable act of violence, only to find yourself facing an uphill battle just to get the medical care you need to rebuild your life. That is the harrowing reality for Maya Gebala, the Tumbler Ridge shooting survivor whose journey has captured the attention of a nation, and now, even the UFC's Dana White. When asked about Maya's current treatment plan, White weighed in on a situation that has sparked a massive public conversation about accountability and the gaps in our healthcare support systems for victims of trauma. It is one thing to survive a tragedy, but it is another thing entirely to navigate a system that feels like it is working against you. White's involvement highlights just how high the stakes are for Maya as she fights for the resources necessary to recover. What do you think about the responsibility public figures and organizations have when it comes to supporting victims of such extreme violence? Drop a comment below, and if you want to keep following this story as it develops, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Because at the end of the day, true strength isn't just about surviving the fire, it's about the support we build to help each other walk through the ashes. Ever wonder what happens when a racing legend steps off the track and straight into the center of the political arena? That is exactly the path Danica Patrick is carving out, and it's turning heads faster than a hairpin turn at Indy. Since hanging up her helmet in 2018, the former NASCAR icon has traded high-octane racing for high-stakes advocacy, and her latest moves at a Turning Point USA event prove she is just getting started. Patrick recently gave fans a behind-the-scenes look at her latest encounter with Donald Trump in Arizona, but she wasn't just there for photo ops. She made sure to voice her vocal support for UFC CEO Dana White, marking a fascinating bridge between the worlds of sports, entertainment, and politics. In a candid Instagram post, she shared snaps alongside the former president and former pro athletes like Jeremy Roenick and Jay Feely, who is currently making his own run for Congress. It's clear that Patrick isn't just dipping a toe into the political waters. She is diving in with a mission to build the red wall, as she put it. But what really grabbed headlines was her conversation with Trump about the UFC. Patrick shared that she spent time talking to the president about how much she respects Dana White, highlighting her transition from a sports star to a vocal participant in the MAGA movement. It's a drastic shift from the Danica we knew years ago. Back in her racing days, she intentionally avoided political discourse to keep her sponsors happy and her brand neutral. But she has admitted that her perspective changed entirely after attending M-Fest and connecting with figures like Tucker Carlson. She has essentially traded the silence of her racing career for a megaphone, arguing that issues like food quality, free speech, and privacy have become too big to ignore. Patrick isn't just focusing on the optics, either. She's leaning hard into the MAHA, Make America Healthy Again, movement, drawing on her own personal health battles to advocate for systemic change. She's essentially arguing that you can't truly thrive if you're stuck in survival mode, and she wants to use her platform to peel back the curtain on how we can live better. It's a bold, polarizing, and deeply personal evolution for an athlete who once kept her opinions strictly off the record. So, what do you think? Is this the natural evolution of an outspoken public figure, or a bridge too far for the racing world? Drop a comment below and let's get the conversation started. If you enjoyed this update, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the stories that matter. Remember, the only side worth taking is the truth, so stay curious and keep questioning what you see. Is the road to the bantamweight throne finally clearing up, or are we just getting tangled in more UFC matchmaking mysteries? If you thought the upcoming clash between Sean O'Malley and Aiemann Zahabi was a guaranteed ticket to a title shot, think again. UFC CEO Dana White just threw some cold water on those expectations at the latest presser, making it crystal clear. There is no official one-contender label attached to this fight. It is a bold move, especially in a division that feels like a boiling pot of talent right now. For O'Malley, this is a massive crossroads. After his heartbreak against Merab Dvalishvili at the Sphere and a failed rematch attempt, Suga finally got back on track by beating Song Yadong earlier this year. He needs this win to stay relevant, but standing across the cage is Aiemann Zahabi, a man currently riding an absolute heater with a 7-fight win streak. Zahabi is clearly hungry, having even publicly stated he expects the winner to face champion Petr Yan. But here is the genius, or perhaps the frustration of the Dana White approach. He is refusing to commit. Dana said it best himself, it is all about performance. If you want that belt, you cannot just win, you have to look spectacular doing it. Think back to Leon Edwards, who had to grind through an 8-fight streak before the UFC felt forced to give him the shot. If Zahabi stops O'Malley in devastating fashion, he leaves Dana with no choice. But if it is a lackluster split decision, the door remains wide open for the UFC to pivot. At the end of the day, this is about leverage. By keeping the title challenger status in limbo, the UFC keeps all their options on the table, especially with champion Petr Yan watching closely. They are waiting for someone to truly seize the moment and prove they are the most marketable name for that top spot. What do you think? Does Zahabi have the star power to force the UFC's hand, or is O'Malley destined for another run at the gold? Let me know your pick in the comments, hit that subscribe button for more fight updates, and keep your eyes peeled on boxing news. Com for the latest breaking news. Is the world of professional fighting about to collide with the wild, unpredictable world of live streaming? Buckle up, because Dana White is officially shaking things up. We are looking at a massive power move where the UFC president himself is throwing his weight behind Adin Ross, potentially bringing his brand risk boxing circus to none other than the hallowed halls of the UFC Apex in Las Vegas. This isn't just another fight card. It's a bold experiment in entertainment that could change how we consume combat sports forever. Imagine the scene. May 16th, the Apex is buzzing, and you have the elite technical skill of Arnold Allen clashing with Melquizael Costa on the same night that Bob Menery and former NFL star Johnny Manziel step into the ring. Now, let's be real. Dana White has been famously vocal about his doubts, even putting a cool $8,000 on the line betting that this Manziel-Menery fight won't even happen. But Adin Ross is doubling down, insisting that this spectacle is going to put brand risk on the map for good. By opening the doors of the Apex to these influencer-driven events, the UFC is signaling that they aren't just the kings of traditional MMA anymore. They are becoming the ultimate arena for anything that grabs eyeballs. It's a risky gamble that blurs the lines between legitimate sport and viral pop culture. But if anyone can pull off this kind of crossover, it's the team at the top of the food chain. Are you here for this blend of influencer chaos and pure technique, or do you think the UFC should keep the Apex strictly professional? Drop a comment below and let us know your take. And if you want to stay ahead of all the breaking news, make sure you hit that link in the description to join our UFC News WhatsApp group for instant updates right to your phone. At the end of the day, combat sports is about one thing: the spectacle, and regardless of your opinion, This May 16th event is shaping up to be the most talked about night in Vegas.